Back at you with Jacy Sheldon, a super senior at the Ohio State University, one of my favorite guards to watch play and cover. And I met Jacy when she was a freshman at Ohio State, coming off of her great high school career at Dublin. So I know the area, Jacy, right? You know, you and I are connected by the whole Ohio State thing, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
spent 4 years there, probably before you were born, but I was there 4 years, and I love my time there. How's your experience going? Because you elected to play your fifth year at Ohio State, and you're going to have another really good team coming back after your performance in the Elite Eight last year.
Absolutely. I love this place. I grew up a Buckeye fan, so it was kinda always the dream to come here, and then being here has been awesome. Just being able to build connections, get so close with the coaching staff, and then kinda build the culture we've created here has been so fun, and like you said, the group we had a great group last year, and then the group for this coming year is just as good, and we have a lot of new people too coming to join, so I'm really excited.
So Cody McMahon will be around. She's a great freshman last year. She was one of the finalists for National Freshman of the Year. I thought she had a chance to win a couple of those awards. She had a fantastic year in the Big Ten. And you've got a style of play under Coach Kevin McGuff that not many play anymore. It's very up tempo, 94 feet of defense, and you turn teams over. How much fun is it to play in that fast style?
It's I love playing in that style. I'm somebody who always does things fast no matter what it is. So playing in that style is so much fun for me. And honestly, I think our whole team has adapted to it and learned to love it. So like you said, our press gets our our pace going and we love doing it. We like disrupting things, kind of playing in chaos, and then going in transition, playing as fast as we can is our goal. So we're going to continue to do that next year, and I think we have a good group to do it with.
I know you had some injury this year, so you played not all the games, and I don't remember the number. I'm not even sure you played in half the games because you had an ankle injury. But when you came back at the right time, and what a run! Talk about the team's run through the NCAA tournament and how close you were to making it to the Final Four.
Absolutely, it was fun. I think all season you look forward to that tournament, and I think we played really well throughout it. We got to host, which was awesome. That's something we've never done while we've been here, so that was really cool playing in front of our home crowd and having the atmosphere we did. And then we got to play UConn, which was again another great experience and something we were looking forward to. So that atmosphere was also awesome. We had a lot of I think Sue Bird also came to that game. So just playing in that atmosphere and playing against UConn was a lot of fun and I think it's a game, like I said, we looked forward to. And then making it to the Elite Eight was fun. We obviously wanted to get further, but got stopped short by a really good team. We kind of went cold there in that game, but overall, we had a really good tournament run. And I think every year just motivates us to get farther. So we made it to the Sweet 16 last year and then Elite Eight this year. So, the goal is always Final Four and then that final game. But I think overall, especially with a lot of the young kids we had, it was a great experience.
I'd say, I mean, it's fun to watch. So here's the question I want to know because physically, it's a demanding style of play. As an athlete, you know when you are at your peak conditioning shape to be able to play that style. Okay.
Mhm.
What are some of the workout things? Because I'm curious, because I'm trying to be in peak condition to be able to shoot free throws. Like, what are some of the really tough, physically grinding, challenging things that you have to do that you know gets you ready to play?
Yeah, I think to be honest, we go up and down a lot. Obviously, I think we condition hard during the summer, and then it comes down to our practices. We play a ton, like I said, up and down, and then we'll run throughout our practices. But most of that conditioning comes from going up and down in practice and going hard. Me personally, which this was different, like you said, because I was hurt most of the season. I actually swam pretty much the whole second part of the year, which to be honest, I had never swam before. So it was a different experience, but it kept me in shape. I think that's why I was able to, play in the tournament and in the condition I played at. I don't think I would have been able to do that. Because it was a lower leg injury, I couldn't run, I couldn't really bike or elliptical, any of that. So swimming is kind of what did it for me, and it kept me in really, really good shape.
Well, you definitely were in great shape. Your whole team was in great shape.
Oh
It was
yeah.
remarkable to watch. So, one of the other pieces of your story is why you're so endearing to the Antonelli family is you have Emmy, your sister. Now, you got your brother, he plays as well, but you got Emmy. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Emmy.
Yeah, so Emmy was born with Down syndrome. She was born with 2 holes in her heart actually, so she had surgery at a really young age, but me and her ever since, she was born, we had a really close bond and relationship, and my brother does too. All 3 of us are really close. She's definitely changed, I know, me and my brother's life significantly, and she makes it to all of our home games. And I think more than anything, it's been really cool to see her impact on others, not just, me and my family. Obviously, we know how special she is. You guys know how special she is. But I think seeing, a different group of girls, and then obviously not even my team, my close friends too, just being able to interact with her and seeing them grow just from meeting her is really cool. But she's a spark. She's amazing. She gives everybody hugs all the time. She's got so much energy all the time, and she's a joy to be with. I think it's hard to understand until you meet her, but she's really special. And like I said, the impact she has on others, you can't really explain it till you get to meet her because she's something special.
Definitely is something special, and I've had a chance to meet her as well, and she's a sweetheart. But I think sometimes people look at, through my lens with Frankie and maybe yours with Emmy as just a source of motivation, but they're really much more than that. And if you surround them with the right people, they can have success just like anyone else. They can learn to succeed, they can learn to fail, make mistakes, figure it out. What kind of lessons do you think that you have learned from being Emmy's sister that have helped you be a really high level competitor?
Yeah, honestly, so many. I think one thing that obviously not to take anything for granted, and like you said, when you get to know these kids, you see that they do have the opportunities that you maybe never expected them to have. But I think honestly, I pride myself with my work ethic. I think I have a really good one, and I put that always back to her. She's the reason for that. Although she does have these opportunities, she's probably not going to get all the ones I have available to me. So I think that in general just pushes me to work in every aspect, whether it's in the classroom, obviously on the court. Never take anything for granted, and that actually really helped me throughout. The time I got injured too, because you can, go into a hole and think about all the bad things you're going through. But I was able, to use her as motivation and having her in my life every day, things aren't as bad as you think they are. So honestly, she's taught me patience. She's taught me to be a better person in general, to be nice to others. She's taught me so many things that she probably has no idea. The impact, like I said, she's made on me and my family as well. But she's taught me a ton, and she continues to teach me stuff every day. She doesn't let me forget it. She teaches me everything, and she's getting smarter, which I've noticed, starting to act like a teenager. So she's going through some learning right now too, but it's fun to just watch her grow and adapt, and I'm sure she sees growth in me too.
I'm sure she handles her life as a celebrity because
Oh,
that's the way
absolutely.
Frankie goes about conducting his business, right? I mean, what are some of the celebrity things that you have noticed that she's like, I'm a celebrity now?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, absolutely. She's gotten so much attention. I think it was so our Sweet 16 game. She before every game she comes down and gives us high fives on the court during our warm ups. It's just something she's done all year. In our Sweet 16 game, they wouldn't let her down. So the
Ooh.
next day, the Elite Eight game, which I get. I mean, they can't let people without passes down. One of our coaches gave her the pass, and she was strutting onto the floor. I think it was not being able to be on there the game before, but she was waving to all the cameras. She made sure she got in all the cameras. It's awesome because it's something I never thought she'd be able to experience. So just her getting that attention and her enjoying that attention is pretty cool.
Well, you're a leader in many ways because your younger brother's a pretty good player as well. Tell us a little bit about him, JC.
Yeah, he's at OU right now. He's gonna go into his sophomore year next year. So he's a really good player. We grew up together in the gym. My parents were coaches all throughout our childhood. So we'd always go to my dad's practice and shoot around and compete against each other and compete really hard. We probably went too hard at times. We'd hurt each other. We'd play one on one all day, but he's really good. He's gonna develop into, even stronger and taller at here as he goes into his sophomore year. But he's a really good player. His work ethic is also something, that we grew up doing. We kind of fed off of each other. We wanted to beat each other all the time. Everything was a competition. So that, as much as I don't like to give him credit, that absolutely shaped, my game. I think he helped me grow and he's developed into a really skilled offensively player. So I think he's helped me on the offensive side as well. But I think just growing up with someone to compete against every day is something I probably took for granted because having him there made, me into the player I am and him as well. But we still go at it. He'll be home here next month, so we'll probably get in the gym a lot. But I'm excited, to watch his success coming up here.
Well, I know some of your creative shot making and finishing skills around the rim are because your brother probably blocked your shot quite a bit while he got bigger and you just got faster.
Absolutely, absolutely. He kicks my butt sometimes.
I'm so enamored by your family dynamics, right? Because your mom and dad coached and they were
Mhm.
educators, and then sometimes you don't know that you're having a child with Down syndrome, and you've got these other kids, and you and your brother, and now Emmy. It's an interesting dynamic. Did Emmy factor in at all to your decision to play your super senior year?
She did. I think it's definitely something that I try not to think about, but she's always there. Would be, leaving her. I think when it came down to it, it was more about the group we have and me getting healthy. That was my first concern, and then obviously having another year really close to her is not going to hurt, and it's gonna be really nice to have her around. But absolutely, I think anytime you think about leaving her, just like my decision to go to Ohio State, it had a lot to do with her staying close to her and watching her grow up. But now that she's getting older, I think, like I said, she's maturing, she's developing, and she's getting smarter. So I know eventually, when the next step comes and I do have to leave, she's gonna be all right. But absolutely, it's gonna be nice having her around for another year.
And what is your plan for the off season? Like, I'm always curious about what your schedule looks like because I know you have a vision for what you want to accomplish at
Mhm.
the end of the year, but it's a process to get there. And you guys took significant steps last year to be able to, tighten up that process, knowing exactly what you have to do to be able to get there. What are some of the things on your schedule? Like, here we are in May, and, are you going to summer school? Are you going to be working out at Ohio State? What's your plan?
Yeah, so I'll be here all of May. We don't have team workouts, so we'll be doing individual workouts, and we made it clear everybody needs to stay in the gym during the month of May. And May is actually my favorite. You get to work out a lot, get better at a lot of things. So I'll be in the gym a ton. I'll probably be around Ohio State. I'm finishing up my master's, so I've got an internship during May here that I'll have on campus. So it'll be easy to get in this building, get in the gym. So May will be busy, and then June we get back together as a team and we'll go at it every day. We'll lift, we'll condition, get into the good stuff, and then team workouts. So, but in my opinion, May is the best because you get to work out on whatever you like to work on, and getting in the gym, getting shots up is what I like doing in May.
JC, as an elite level athlete who is very skilled, and someone that spends a lot of time in the gym that works, what's the balance for you between skill work versus conditioning and weights?
Yep. For me, recently with that injury going on, I did a lot of ball handling because it was the only thing I could do. So I did a lot of form shooting, a lot of ball handling, stationary ball handling for a while, which is something I didn't always focus on. So I think it was really good for my game and really good for me to get in here and just dribble the ball a little bit and get better in that aspect. And then conditioning wise, to be honest, in May I'll work out with my trainer a lot and get a lot of reps in. I don't necessarily run up and down in May, pick up games sometimes, but I think just continuously getting in the gym and getting through reps with him is honestly where my conditioning does come from. And weight's consistent throughout May, to be honest. 3 times a week right now. So with our strength coach here is what we do, and then condition twice a week.
Heather Mason is one of the top people in our business. I know Heather. Well, I'm friends with Heather from her time working with Pat Summit. And I know she doesn't directly work with your team. She has one of her people that works with you. But have you had a chance to get to know Heather, and what kind of influence has her experience been on your team?
We actually did get to work with Heather for a year and a half. She worked with our group, just our group, while we were finding a new strength coach. So I know Heather really well. She's the real deal. Everything you hear about Heather is right. She's legit. She pushed our team probably harder than anybody that came in here has, and it's been awesome just getting to know her. Obviously, like you said, her experience. She's been through a lot, and she shared that with us. So just hearing everything she's been through, everybody she's coached under and been with was really cool. But I think honestly, she had a huge impact on our team, and the condition, she got us in was like no other. And I think, Claire, who's our strength coach now, is really close with Heather, has, very similar tactics that Heather does, and she keeps us in condition just about the same. So being able to work with Heather though was awesome because we always heard about her. We didn't have a connection or relationship with her. And now that we do, it's awesome.
Yeah, she's one of the best in the business, and
Absolutely.
if Pat Summit had her working with her team, she can do magical things with players
Oh
and
yeah.
teams. Okay, so this is making 100 free throws on the top of every hour for 24 straight hours. For you, it'd probably be a slam dunk, but for me, it requires an incredible amount of fitness.
I bet.
So tell me what your free throw routine is. Like when you go to the line, let's talk about free throws because if we made all of our layups and our free throws, I'm sure not you because you make your layups and your free throws, but other players on the average could probably add 5 or 6 points to their scoring and their team total, which is what I
Absolutely.
care about.
Mhm.
Tell
Absolutely.
me about your
I
free throw routine.
Yeah, I was forced into a free throw routine by my dad. Growing up, I didn't want one. I just wanted to catch the ball and shoot it right away. But he kind of told me, you need to catch your breath. You need to take your time. So honestly, now all I do is I catch it. I take two slow dribbles with my right hand, and then get into my form, making sure I have a little, space underneath the ball there, and then shoot it. But I think the most important thing is a deep breath for me because if I didn't do it, it'd be very quick. My routine would be probably too fast. I like to do everything fast, so that's a point where you need to slow down, catch your breath, whether you're tired or not. Take a deep breath and then let it fly.
It is about the breathing at the free throw line, isn't it? I mean, that does have
Absolutely.
something to do with it because I hear golfers talk about putts and about slowing down their breathing. And then I think about free throw shooting in a big game, in a
Yes.
tight situation. When you have been on the line in those pressure situations, what do you think about?
To be honest, I don't think about much. I just think the ball's going in. No matter how tired I am, no matter what's going on or what the score is, I think confidence is your greatest tool there. I think if you don't shoot those big buckets with confidence, they're never going to go in. So like I said, whether I'm exhausted or not, I think the only thing going through my mind is I need to take my time and it's going to go
I don't think you miss much at anything that you do, Jacy, on or
in.
off the court. And I'm so grateful for your time. And thank you for being a supporter of 24 Hours Nothing But Net. Thank your family. I've enjoyed getting to know your mom and dad. I haven't met your brother yet, but I do love Emmy. And I'm glad that you were able to share some of your experiences being a big sister to a sister with Down syndrome and what that landscape is like for you and your family.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good to see you and good luck. We'll be in touch as the season gets closer.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right, thanks, JC.
See ya.
Jacy Sheldon from Ohio State.